Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020, Career Mode episode number 11. We've pushed forward a few weeks into the season. We managed a podium in one event, but otherwise struggled through that period. And now we're on to our next sponsor objective. It's a big one. It's 3 stars plus, so this is one of our major objectives. And this is one of those really unfortunate ones where we have no chance. It is a stage win objective, 2 sprint stages, and 1 punchy stage. We're already on to stage 3. We have no chance. We don't have a sprinter. Hawaiian can barely crack the top 10 against Continental teams. There are 8 World Tour teams at this race. They didn't bring their best riders, but there are still good, decent riders getting their chance. Guys that you'll normally see in support roles or as barradors in like the Tour. And so our chances today are slim to none of accomplishing our goal. That being said, this is the one and only stage where we really do have any sort of shot of actually making that objective. So, we'll try our best. We're just days away from starting the dossiers for the next season. So that's the big thing to watch out for. And the breakaway has been caught. Zeta coming forward with water. I've brought my strong team to this one. Our best 7 riders have come to this race, but you may have noticed there's only 6. In stage 2, Banajek has crashed out of this race and is injured. I have not seen a report on how bad that injury is as of yet, so we'll have to keep an eye out to see what has happened there. But with 37 kilometers to go in this, the pace is that of a race filled with World Tour and Continental Pro teams. In fact, I think I only saw one other Continental team at this race. The whole rest of the field is either Continental Pro or World Tour. And so we are massively overmatched. It's amazing to me that of a quarter century worth of riders out the back, none of them are my guys yet. But again, this is my stronger team. If I had those domestique types, they would have been long gone. Telford, Tentani barely hanging on here, and Tentani is a climber. He is playing support role right now, trying to help Hawaiian, who is, our closest chance at some sort of sprint capability. So I'm going to try to get him through a tow, ultimately expecting that Vermark will be the one at the end, but Hawaiian on his butt, and hoping that between the two of them we get something of a result. Here comes the last categorized climb of the day. We're at the base now. Things are just starting to settle down a little bit, which is good. Most of my guys have recovered outside of Tintani and Telford, and I think the pace is going to be such that I need to speed up a little more here. It's mostly downhill towards the finish, and then it's 2 little punchy climbs. If we can get over this, the recovery should be enough outside of Telford and Tintani anyway, that everybody else will be full strength for that last run to the finish line, and we can be smart about that. Generally smarter than the AI, but of course we are playing on experts, so they are a lot more intelligent than what they are normally, and we are over the top. We head downhill, 16K to go.
That looks like a really bad fall. It's a shame, but he's not going any further. Uh-oh, a leader has fallen. We can only hope that
I think Zeta's about to get caught up in this, but this could split the field. This actually could be a decent thing. Zeta's going down. He's getting caught up in it. Tentani is caught up in it. But for today anyway, that's 2 support riders. The Zeta one hurts a little more. But if this makes some sort of split in the field and catches other riders, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's my 2 guys, and one or two riders ahead of us. Eighth just crashed up ahead.
Thank goodness everyone else escaped unhurt.
Vermeesh. Garrison. Figueiredo's somebody who could be a challenger on this. We're going to set these guys to auto. They are getting back on their bike. I'm going to wait just a second longer to see if they're moving. They are. So they're not injured. That's good. Eighth just crashed on his own, and that really hurts our chances even more because all of a sudden I'm down to 3 riders. Eighth crashes entirely on his own on the corner here in the rain, and he does get moving again as well. And amazingly, they are in the exact same place. Alright, so 3 riders remain, and one of them's our weakest. So all of a sudden, Vermark really has to lead out Hawaiian, and my chances of winning the stage and employing a useful strategy just went out the window completely. It's a minute 45 to those guys, and even if they make contact with the group, they're at the back. Okay, Telford, use your gel. 9.5K to go. Telford's going to have to leave us over. Oh, there was one injury in that crash. Alright, almost there. It's time to form up. And is it worth it to try? It's not. Vermark is going to follow Hawaiian. Hawaiian's going to follow Telford. Telford. A lot of crashes. This rain. Oh, a bunch of riders there. 6.5K to go. And this is it, the penultimate climb. Okay, Hawaiian gel.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Okay, accelerate. Lamartine attacking.
Kilometers remaining.
Counter-attack by Charles.
Okay, he's going to get us to the top. Hawaiian's going to have to take us over the top. Mark, time to use that gel. And Hawaiian, how's your downhill? Oh, it's good. His downhill is good. He gets us into a strong position at the front.
It's going to be very fast. And he spurts away from the group.
And there we go. 1K left for Vermark. Whoa, that's really quick on the expenditure of energy. He's got 500 meters. He's got a little left in the tank. It's not going to be enough. Not enough. He'll get a top 5 if he holds off Tusveld, Kangert, Chavez, Rusin. 6th for Mark. How was that 6th? Wow, he really faded in the last 10 meters. And he almost went to a standstill in the last 10 meters. He was clearly 4th. And I mean, he did finish 6th. 10 meters to go, he was 4th and had, a quarter of a bike length. Or at least quarter of a wheel. Should have been able to hold that for 10 meters, and he doesn't. Ouch. Finishes ahead of Van Garderen anyway. The once highly touted American who finished, 4th? 5th? In the Tour de France some years ago? Yes, if you don't believe me, he did. I don't remember if he was 4th or 5th, but he really did finish that high in the Tour de France as a young rider some years ago. And then Richie Porte came over, took over leadership role, and Van Garderen quickly faded to importance. That was BMC days. Not far from getting the win, but even farther when we slipped out of the top 5 positions and only finished 6th. That's definitely a failure. It's good for the timing, though. It'll put him in the top 15 of the GC. Most likely. There could have been some time caps from those first 2 stages. Hawaiian takes 20th there. Not bad for him. For Mark, 8th place. Okay, yeah, that's good on the overall. We get a top 10 in the overall. But no stage win, which I knew was very likely to happen. So the immediate sponsor confidence is certainly up, but we're going to see that drop with the failure of the objective tomorrow. So we'll see how bad the drop is. It's not a good drop. That's bigger than I thought it would be. 3.5-star objective, though. It's one of our 3 big ones of the year. And the Crow race really doesn't matter because it's September and the cutoff is the last day of July. So one important one, the Vuelta a Asturias, up next, and that is less than a week away. We'll see what we can do profile-wise. There are 3 chances for this one, so we'll certainly get involved. That is not a chance for me, but the first and third stages, maybe. Depends on who's going to be there at this race. 2.1 category. Alright, so it's time to open our dossiers for the year. This is kind of that big moment for us of what is our realm of possibilities. First, let's take a look at the best riders in the field who are going to come available this year. Van der Poel, Carapaz, and Alaphilippe, all with expiring contracts. Evenepoel as well, with a huge name. 21-year-old already rated at a 79. What are his ratings? Of course, we're a second year into the game. He might have leveled up by now. But this was the centerpiece of my career mode team in PCM20. And you can see just how strong his ratings are, especially the time trialing ability. Definite strong indicator. I mean, this guy could be wearing yellow jerseys in the future if he develops his climbing a bit more, especially with that ability. You can see Bernal also among those with expiring contracts. Sagan, that is a lot of big names coming up. So moving down the list, though, we can see some improvement from where we were. I mean, this was almost all 80s with a couple 70s last season. That's completely out of our reach. However, it's a step in the right direction. You can see our profile is a little bit higher, but where do we begin to get to some level of interest? Well, we're down to 20 points at Mads Wirtz. That's not good, and I'm not sure what this... Oh, it's Quinn Simmons, who we turned on last season. Dang, he wants 40 points. Quinn Simmons was one I would have gone after because he ended up signing with no one. But he's leveled up a couple times through the off-season training on his own. The first achievable is Enzo Wouters, which I would love to go for Wouters. I mean, that's a good sprinter, but 12 points and 0 to 15 range is not going to do me any good. The first rider we have, Chad Haga, with any amount of interest is a 74 overall. But again, that's a step up from where we were a year ago, for sure. All right, here's the first rider that is a bit interested, is a bit affordable, is young, and has no team, which we noticed last season. Going for riders without a team worked extremely well for us. So he's a 79 flat. He's got punch at a 72. I don't see how he's a Northern Classic, certainly not a cobbled Classic. He's just a regular Classics rider with the 76 stamina, the 79 flat. That doesn't translate very well to too many races, but he might be really affordable and does have some interest. He's more of a Barrador than Classics. We'll scout him. I don't know whether to add him or not. That's a big if. Why don't we do this? Let's see where we're at. The best rider on the list who has high interest is Tanner Putt, the American Barrador. He's a 67. 29 years old already, though, and the next crop, the 66s are certainly better for us. Pyramid Benz. I'd say yay, sprinter, but no, that's not a good sprinter. Nothing stands out in that group whatsoever. But we don't need to open dossiers anyway, as their interest is at 100% already. There's a pretty good list of nobodies who just would love to join a team. So you can already see a bunch of the lowest nobodies are my guys with the expiring contracts. Wasbach, Khalifa would love to stay on the team. Saskic, Sakamoto, Faletti. The one name absent from that list is the only one that I will care to re-sign of the 6. As we jump down to this list, Heskamp is good flat rating, good downhill. Stamina and resistance are useful. And we already have a scout report. Oh, it's good. It's good. I wish you would put you back in the same spot when you come back from those scout reports. It's very inconvenient that it does that. So Heskamp, not likely somebody I would go after. Very cheap, very affordable, but it's something. So we'll put him up. It's only 2 points, and I think we would definitely get him to 100%. I am likely interested in this guy as I need a sprinter so bad. I really need a sprinter. Not that he's a good one. Granigan might be a little better. Is a little better. Kilrainen, 34. That's not good ratings. In fact, we're already... I don't think I really want to dip below these 67s. See if there's anyone in here that has a useful set of traits that we might be interested in. Okay, time trialing, kinda can climb. Okay, that's it. We're going to move down to the 50s. And I really hope we can find some better riders here. Okay, some 70s. This is the group where I might find something useful. Only Barta is available. Good puncher. Looks a little more balanced in this year's game, as he was very much a puncher in my playthrough last year and was one of my riders. And we will absolutely take a look at Barta, even though that was 6 points. Sprinter, 31. No, no, thank you. Yeah, that's better. Look at these sprinters without teams too. This whole group is going to be our main targets, except for maybe but Eisenhart can climb where others can't, even though he's already 26. That probably has developed as he's going to get, and Eisenhart's the most points of that bunch, but as a time trialer would be more affordable. So, sign a scout. Okay, open. Now we go for the cheap ones in this bunch. Alright, so we're in Asturias for one of the last major objectives of the season, and I've already got riders going out the back and things splitting up on this Category 1 climb, the same climb that we're going to hit up later towards the finish. Rico, done. Breakaway never given much of a leash, and they've been chasing pretty hard. And even though I've got my guys riding at what should be a decent pace, they are going backwards and fast. 84 left in the peloton, 20 behind. I do think that at least that group will regain contact, but it's quite a distance still to go. I mean, there's still a good 3 kilometers to go on this climb, so there is a chance that it's not going to happen. Puchek is done. He won't regain contact. Zeta, well, we'll see. Zeta is right here and going on by. Blinking red at an 88. Lion, yeah, they're further back now. Tintani is done already on this climb. Athil is in the second group on the road that's been dropped. Mark is now in the second one. Holy cow, this is going to be difficult. 29 riders at the front. I do expect groups to come back together after this, but dang. Athil, grab yourself some water here. You're right at the back already. Tintani, you guys are all on auto. You'll get yourself some water, right? Alright, so Vermark's group has not made contact yet, but I think when Athil's group makes contact with them, the numbers could and should be enough. Lion, I thought I put you on auto, but there you go. Vermark, I know you need water, but about to make contact. There we go. Comes Zeta, Athil, Tintani, and Vermark. 58 chasing 33. I do think that we'll be at 90 here in a moment. Oh, Tintani got dropped. Didn't bridge the gap. We'll be at 80 anyway. There we go. 81 riders in the peloton, so we've got 3 up here. Zeta, not looking too good. Zeta, I want you to recover a bit, so Athil, go ahead and protect Vermark for now. We've got another climb coming. It's not categorized, but this is definitely a climb. 3.5 kilometers, 5% gradient. Zeta hopefully will make it up, but might not. Okay, Zeta makes it over the top. Not much left in the tank, but has a long flat section. Hopefully can recover. 77 left in the peloton. And if we're lucky, this will be it. It's okay if Tintani and Hawaii don't come back. I'd rather not have a ton of riders here heading into that final climb. But then again, Tintani is my best pure climber, but he's on a -4 today. That hurts significantly. So, 45k to go. 1 rider in the break, and it's Zeta. Zeta is still on auto, and Zeta tried to break away and form a break. That was odd, but okay. Tintani and Hawaiian's group have actually regained contact with the peloton. Case Bowl and a couple other presumably sprinters attack for the sprint point there. And here we go. Big Category 1 climb coming. Athil and Vermark are doing well. Tintani, I want you to protect, and Hawaiian to protect these guys. So come on up. Zeta doesn't have anything in the tank. Will get slight amount on this descent. Let's go ahead and bring it on down as we set ourselves up for the big showdown. If we can get a couple riders over the top on this one, then we'll have a shot. Vermark's got a +5 today, so Vermark's been good so far. We are looking at mostly Continental Pro teams for the competition, but definitely not entirely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 World Tour teams, and it's almost all Continental Pro otherwise, so no wonder the pace has been what it is. Tintani already done. Hawaiian. Alright, Zeta, your turn.
Well, we can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
Alright, Hawaiian's done. Tintani's done. Hill. We'll see if Hill can make it up, but Vermark is clearly handling the climb with relative ease. Down to 81, down to 73. This number is going to keep shrinking, and unlike last time, it's not going to come back for the most part. Okay, 8th hill, I'm trying to get 8th hill up there. Vermark's going to make the climb. 2K to go. Just 58 riders left. Vermark, you can even slow down a little. 43 riders left. 8th hill, 1K to go, but might not make it here. Might make it. I think they will. They do. Over the top, 35 riders, 32 riders now. As we go over the top, those three might regain contact, but otherwise this is it. 30 riders to the finish. Get both guys to recover a little bit. 8th hill, I want you to lead Vermark out, so we're gonna have you both just ride for now. 10K to go, and here comes the aggression. 8th hill, respond. 5 riders pulled away a little bit.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Okay, 4K to go. 8th hill still giving us a little downhill bonus. So it's not hurting us right now, other than those 5 guys are pulling away, which is definitely not good for that whole let's win the stage thing. So we'll come out from behind him. 2.3K. 1.9K. They are sitting up a bit.
There goes the sprint. The strong men are giving their all.
Alright, here we go. Final kilometer. They were just jockeying for position for the stage. They had plenty left. Bacalance, Bowman, Figueiredo, Hurt, Sosa, strong riders. And then we beat everybody and take 6th. But we didn't beat those guys who rode away from us. And Vermark, we timed that just about perfect, as he's got just the smallest amount of energy left. 6th place is fantastic. It's a good spot in the GC, but it's not going to matter. Stage win is all the sponsor cares about. The GC, we might be in a good position now, but the next stage is a huge climb. Good luck to me having anyone left anywhere near the front group at the finish. especially with all these World Tour teams. And just look at the list of names that are here. We are well behind them on quality level. So we are approaching the end of the season, even though it's only May. In terms of objectives, we have a couple stages left here at Asturias. It's the biggest objective remaining. And then we have a top 10, a stage win, a top 10 in small objectives, and then we push past the point where it matters. So we have a couple more races here in May, and then we get all the way till late July, just a few days before the sponsor signing deadline. So I have full expectation that we're going to fail this one, which is going to put us back down into acceptable range. I don't think we're going to be in a strong enough position to really climb out of that unless we pick up a win or two or build profile on a rider or two before that time, and it seems unlikely. At least at acceptable level, we don't lose any more money. We can move on to a new sponsor with a higher ceiling than the one we have now. It's not ideal, but the big thing is half the team right now is utter garbage. At every time we sim, they're literally at the very, very, very back. When I do the races with them, they're nearly at the very, very back. Even with the development they've had, they are completely and utterly useless to us. So wiping those away and replacing them with similar riders to what I have now will only help us next season, and could put us in that position where, especially when you add in a year's development to the guys we have now and the multi-year contracts, that we should be able to start building things back up, right? We're close to having success this season. We've had a win. We've completed sponsor objectives. I think we can be a little more consistent with that next season when we have 12 riders at our disposal or 14 riders at our disposal that are capable of riding. So, with that, okay, what we're looking at now is I'm going to be flying through the whole rest of the season, as there's not much to do and not much that's going to affect that sponsor confidence unless we were to squeeze out some results. I'm not going to take 10 episodes or something like that to try to squeeze out one or two results, to squeeze out a few percentage points in the sponsor confidence. It is what it is. I've got to accept that and move on. The dossiers, the basic set, what we were looking at, kind of the baseline coming in and who's willing to look upward, we've already got that. I will look to the next level down and see, the ones that are under 50 but still above 30%, and see if there's anybody there we can grab and go from there. And we'll end up with what we have. But for the most part, we're still looking at minimum contract and riders almost identical to the same set that we got this last season. Big thing for me is I'm trying to find a couple of sprinters this time, because Hawaiian's the closest thing I've got, and he's not really a sprinter, and that's one area where we are not competitive yet. Punchy stuff we're doing a little bit here and there, and that's definitely been our one strong suit this season. But it's going to take us a while to, I think, expand upon that. And a lot of that's going to come next season. So we'll push really quick, maybe a couple episodes, and wrap up the season, and then we'll move on to the new one. But that's going to do it for this episode on Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.